Oh, hello, everyone. Hello, gorgeous woman looking at me today. It's a privilege to be with you today, and I'm so excited because you're taking time out to actually invest in yourself, to make yourself better, and to actually give yourself a little push, just a little bit of push. This is the virtual summit, and our theme is Unleashed. We want you, lady, to go after your God given dream. We want you to go after your plans, your purpose, and stop giving excuses and stop having a second thought. Before I go too far, my name is Wumi Akinlosoti. I'm the founder and CEO of Blooming Ladies. To bloom is to flourish, to thrive, to be your best self. That's what I want for you, and that's what I want for every member of Blooming Ladies. I want you to thrive where you are. I want to bloom where you're planted. And with me today is a gorgeous woman, is a leader. Her name is Debra Kasowski. Debra is the author, she's a speaker, she's an executive coach. Debra, please introduce yourself and to our viewers today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. This Blooming Ladies, what a fabulous platform.
Thank
you. I love the theme of being unleashed. So I'm Debra Kasowski. As she mentioned, I am a speaker, I'm an author, I'm a coach, 3-time best-selling author of several different books, and the charismatic podcast host of the Millionaire Woman Show, where we talk about leadership, business, and human potential.
Thank you very much. I love human potential. I think for me, it's something that I keep asking myself, how can we be our best? How can I be my best? How can I motivate or inspire someone else to bring out the best, to unleash their best self? So Debra, could you please tell us why and how did you start your business or what you do right now?
Well, I didn't start off where I am. Of course, we all have this golden thread that I believe that weaves through our lives, kind of like a quilt. But it's that one piece that ties everything all together. And, in school, I was involved in Students' Union, being a president of Students' Union in junior high and senior high, and, doing a lot of leadership roles. And then I went to university and then became a nurse. I travel nursed in the US, came back to Canada, did some more nursing, got into leadership and management role. And I was at a conference one day, and I was sitting in the audience, and I was listening to this speaker talk about online marketing and the impact on people and how you could spread a message. And I sat there and I was like, I could do that. And I went up to him after, and I was talking to him, and I still remember to this day. And his name's Dan Locke, if any of you know him. He's all over social media, but at the time I was standing there, and he looks at me, he says, Deb, stop over analyzing things. I will mentor you. And that's one of the transitional moments for me, is that conversation, because I was thinking about the how. I got caught up in the how so much of how can I do something like this? It's totally not in my realm. And he challenged me. And my first product ever was the Millionaire Woman series, where I interviewed 9 different women, and 5 ended up being part of the series and featuring them and interviewing them and turning it into a product. And I flew to Vancouver, went to one of his events where he was having a retreat. And it was the first time I stood up in front of people to tell them all the things that I had just done. Totally out of my comfort zone. It was the first time I flew by myself, first time I took a cab by myself. And I sat in my hotel room the night before, and I had tears running down my face, and a friend of mine was on Facebook. He goes, what are you doing? And I said, you know what? I am in Vancouver, and I'm going to be at this event, and I can't believe I'm doing all this. And it was exciting because I knew I was stepping into that purpose I felt that I could do. But at the same time, I thought, what am I disrupting? Like, there's got to be something the ground's going to shake, kind of like an earthquake. And the only earthquake that happened was the earthquake that was inside of me saying, this is what you're meant to do. you need to continue to move forward and break that mold that you put around yourself, and it's time to expand.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that you said break that mold.
Mm-hmm.
I think for many of us, one thing that is holding us back because we've created a mold for ourselves. And even when we have that nudge inside that this is not the right thing to do, or it's time to change, we want to keep into that mold. So how were you able to break the mold that you were so much used to and was more comfortable for you? What did you have to do to break that mold?
Well, I have to tell you, the mold, it forms and it gets broken again. It forms, it gets broken again. It's like someone's trying to piece it back together. And it's like, no, I just got to break out and stretch, right? Mm-hmm. So what I've learned is I've continuously set up many challenges for myself along the way, whether it be physically. I've done, triathlons. I've done 10K. I've done half marathons, always putting something in my place or even in my business that I was continuously challenging myself to not be the same person I was the year before. It was always about what can I put in place in my life that will make me a better version of myself? Mm. So I joined an online exercise program called Healthy Role Models, and there's a community of women there. We're supporting each other. But here was the thing. It was about instituting and implementing the habits that get you to the goal, right? When we start putting in, writing down the things that we're eating or the activities that we need to be doing, and instead of having it on a to-do list, that you're actually building it into your calendar is something that you need to do, and you allot time to it. Food prep, right? You get the food prep done for the week. You don't have to think about it. You do your newsletter for your website, you pass it on to a VA, learning how to delegate, and you don't think about it, right? We have teams in place that really can help shift everything that we're doing. And people don't think, well, I don't have a team. I don't have a business. You don't have to have a business to have a team. You do have a team naturally. You have your doctor, you have an eye doctor, you might go to the massage therapist. All of these people are part of your team in making you the success of who you are. Because no one is successful alone. But when we take these people and we really start valuing those people who are in our lives, that's when things start shifting and being engaged in what can I do to challenge myself, to take myself to a new level. It might be raising your standards for yourself. You see other people, maybe slacking at work or doing certain things, and you say, you know what? If this was my company, this is what I would need to be doing. So the employee needs to shift to thinking that it's their company. And how much time am I wasting on things? Or where can I be more invested in learning about myself or contributing to the ideas around the table and not being afraid to lean in to the conversation?
Wow. If you notice, I was writing down. I was taking notes. This is very interesting, and I need to open up my ears and hear it very well.
Yes.
So, in case you did not hear everything, I'm going to try to break down some things you said. That Debra said. Debra said, one, setting up challenges. More like, to me, I look at it as shifting the goalpost for yourself. Keep shifting it. If you get there, no, keep yourself in the challenge, because this Unleashed is not for only those that have not started yet. So you might have started something, but you've stayed there. You've created a mode for yourself, and you've more like leashed yourself to that place, and I can't leave this place. So how can you break up? And she's told us that what you set up challenges, always changing the goalpost. She said you should institute and implement new habits that will help you be more successful, habits that will help you to move to the next level you want to go to, and more like make it part of your life, make it part of your calendar, make time out for that. And she also says raise standard for yourself. And I love that. Thank you very much, Debra.
You're welcome.
What challenges you faced before starting off your business, and even afterwards? What are some challenges you faced, and how were you able to overcome such challenges?
Well, some of the challenges were, again, focused on the how. So right now I'm going to tell you, shift your focus away from how to think about what can I do versus what I can't do. So often people will focus on the problem thinking, oh, let's brainstorm a problem. What we need to be doing is shifting to the mindset of focusing on what can I brainstorm as a solution? What can I bring to the table to get the results that I want? If you start becoming results focused, that's when you're going to start getting ideas. So when I first had my product, it was like, so how first was, how do I get it out to the marketplace? That was the how. Then I broke it down into, okay, so what do I need to do? So I learned more about online marketing. I learned about different vendors that did online marketing. I went to a trade fair and I've sold some hard copy pieces of that Millionaire Woman series. And it continued to grow. All the lessons kept continuing to shift me to different directions, and having different opportunities gave me a challenge. And when you put things in your calendar, and this is what I wanted to add to the moving guidepost, is that when you have something in your calendar that you're looking forward to, it's like the vacation, right? Mm-hmm. I look forward to when I have a speaking engagement. It's like, yes, I get to be in my element, in that bliss place where you get to share your gifts with the world, and you get to receive the gifts of people accepting that. And what are they going to take away and implement? Because the best gift that I get later is when someone says, Deb, something you said impacted me. But the thing is, when it's on my calendar, I anticipate it. I get excited. There is more than hope. I have expectation that I'm going to get results.
I love that. I love that. I love the challenge and how you were able to go about it. So I know you've met a lot of women, and you work with women. I know you also work with men. But with women especially, what are some challenges or some excuses women have told you that they have why they're not moving, why they're not going forward, why they're not going after that passion they have, that dream they have, or the plan they have for their lives? What are those challenges you think women, or excuses women always tell you?
Well, one of the things that women tell me is, well, I have kids, I can't fit that in. And kids should never be your excuse to go after your dreams. Because I'll tell you, I don't know how tired you might feel, but you will always get a second wind when you go after your dreams. No matter how tired you are, you will find this energy that you never thought possible when you are focused on going after your dreams. And no one said you have to do it aside from your children. Let them know what you're doing. Share what you're doing. Let them be part of the process whenever possible. And sometimes, when they're small, you can't. But what happens is they watch you build your empire. They watch you grow into the person you are. And when you're intentional about spending that time with them and really embracing that time with them, they know that they haven't lost anything. And the other thing that takes women away is feeling that that mommy guilt. Feeling guilty that they're not supporting their families, feeling guilty that they should be the one taking care of everything. And you know what? It's more empowering for every member of the family to step up and work together as a unit than it is for one person to take care of everyone.
Yeah.
Right? Because when everybody has their own goals and dreams being fulfilled, it's natural that we want to help each other and say, you know what? And you're going to be your biggest fan along the way. Does that always happen? Not always. But the thing is, there's no reason to feel guilty for actually going after your dreams and wanting to make that happen. Because when you feel great, you are going to deliver greatness to those around you. Thank
you very much, Debra. And I can actually agree. I agree with everything you've said. Because my younger daughter, I have two daughters and a son. My younger daughter once wrote, was it a card she made? A Mother's Day or for, I can't remember what it is. And she wrote something. She said that I made her know that everything is possible because she watched me going from having a dream of blooming ladies, as new immigrants in Calgary, and then growing it. So she was 10 years old. Having a 10-year-old daughter telling you that, for me, seriously, I was like, wow, this is the reason why I do what I do.
Yes.
because the kids are watching, and they're watching and seeing that, yes, it's difficult. Yes, you have to like juggle a lot of things, but you're also inspiring your kids. I like what you said, building your empire.
Yes.
And especially if you have daughters, they watch that, they learn from you. So please don't use your kids as an excuse. And Debra, I've read your book. I keep telling you
Awesome.
about moms. So, when I saw that book, I really liked it. Oh, yes, you can walk around your kids. So don't use your kids as an excuse. Love that. So finally, Debra, what are some tips or tools that we can use as women to go after our dreams and our passion or our plans?
Number one is the biggest one, is that you don't need permission to be yourself. You don't need permission from anyone to say, can I go do this? Because when you start doing that, you give away your power and you allow other people's goals and agendas to take precedence over yours. And, it's just like work-life balance. There's no true work-life balance, but we can create a harmony of, there'll be times that we work really intense in your stuff. And then there'll be times when I'll be really intense, because it's a flow, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has up and down, because we can't sustain this constantly. There has to be little levels of plateau where we can catch our breath, to get up and prepare ourselves for the next piece of growth, right?
Yeah.
But if we don't allow that to happen, we will burn ourselves out and we'll forget about where we were going. Number two is always remember your why. Whenever you feel like you've lost motivation, where you feel like you're losing steam on the goal and you're not sure if it's something that you want to do anymore, go back to your why. If your passion is no longer your passion, it's time to change and get a new one. And there's nothing wrong with that. People think that, oh, what if I went this way and I make a mistake, or I decide that it's not for me anymore? It's the end of the world, and it's not, because the journey of growing a business, raising a family, is not from one end to the other. We take loops, we go all over the place, we get detours, and it's how we move through or around or above or however it underneath to get through those barriers to get to the other side. And that's where you build the character of who you are. You become stronger and stronger as every barrier becomes something that it's like, you know what, I'll pull some tools from my toolbox, but now that I'm at a new level, I can't use all of those tools. I'll have to refine them to get to the next level. Because who you were before is not where you're going. Because you're not the same person as you were 6 months ago, a year ago. You are continually expanding and stepping into the person you need to be.
Wow, thank you very much, Debra. I like that. You continue expanding. You're becoming more of who you want, what you ought to be. Yes. And the potential that's inside of you, you keep opening it and keep realizing that I have this in me. I can do this. I can do that. And so you keep changing to become a better version of yourself if you work at it. So thank you very much, Debra. I've enjoyed speaking with you. I've learned so much personally. So it's a privilege to have you here. So those of you watching us from home today, I'm speaking to you. So no more excuses. No more excuses. You've got some wonderful tips from Debra today. So you go back and start working on that. I'm waiting for you to be unleashed. I'm waiting for you to share your gift and passion with the world. And I'm rooting for you. Thank you very much. Final word, Debra.
My final words are: claim your power, go after your dreams, start by mastering yourself, master those habits, and really stay focused and concentrated on where you're going. Consistent effort, and you will get it.
Thank you. So this is Wumi Akinlosoti from Blooming Ladies, and this is Unleashed Virtual Summit. Thank you for being with us today. See you again later. Bye.
Bye.